Make sure you change your fuel filter, kids. This is 5 years of neglect. Alright guys, don't mind the dirt on the spark plug. This is an old spark plug from our Acadia. But I wanted to talk about the importance of plugs, and this plug has a good example. Can you tell, see where it's dark, and then the line pretty much where it's not dark anymore? There's almost a distinct line right there. That's what they refer to as your timing mark. Okay guys, why that timing indication is important is because your plugs will tell you everything first. Your AFR gauge might be telling you one thing, but your plugs are the true reading. So this is reading about right here. So you got to think of it, that's the timing mark. Basically, when the flame hits the strap, wherever it's at, and it keeps repeating hitting that spot, that's the spot that gets dark. So you have your plug in your chamber. The gas comes in, and it comes in like a ball and slowly expands, okay? If you have too much timing, that line's going to be over here by the threads because that chamber's filling up with the gas and you get more boom. With stuff like nitrous and forced induction cars, too much boom can lead to detonation, which could lead to broke parts. Too little timing, meaning as soon as it starts filling, bam, it goes, it'll be closer to the tip. Okay, so you want it to be about mid of this strap. So you'll notice later in the video, mine is closer down here, so my timing is a little bit too aggressive. So we ended up pulling 2 degrees. Okay, so what that's going to do is should bring that mark up just a little bit more, so my timing is closer to where it needs to be. So the other indication is the porcelain, if it's white or dark or burnt. If it is orange, it's usually a fuel additive. I know Boostain and stuff like that, they give an orange tint to it. Something else I ran a fuel injection cleaning system one time, and it was orange, and you'll see that later in this video as well. But I wanted to cover the importance of reading your plugs. You don't want a lot of idle time on your plugs. Put it in, make a hit, pull them out. If possible, change them wherever you're making the hit at. That's not possible for me, but it's only about a 5-minute drive to where I'm doing this. So there's not a lot of idle time. I start the car up, immediately start going, get there, make a hit, stop, pull the plug, look at it. There we go. So I hope this clarifies some of the issues that, or questions rather. I hope this clarifies some of the questions that people may have about reading plugs and why it's important. Because, like I said, too little or too much, you're coming into problems that can cause catastrophic failure. Alright guys, this is the orange burn that I'm talking about from a fuel additive. When I was running in got a little bit of bad gas at one time, so I put some fuel additive in there. Alright guys, all the plugs are in. TR6s gapped at 32 thousandths. Everything checks out, and I up the jets. I'll tell y'all what it is after I make the hit. Also, if you have extra wrenches, I got all the wrenches I need for my line, and the blue stuff that they supply you, I wrote them because I ran out. It's just blue Loctite. Yes, it's in a red bottle, but see how it says the blue label there? This is blue Loctite. So that's all they really use. But I get all this together, and I'm going to keep it in the car with my jets and basically have a little Nitrous Express kit in case I want to up the jets or lower the jets. I have it with me. If I have a leak, I can tighten it. You know, just be prepared. Alright guys. Figure for 50 shots fun, an additional 75 is going to be a lot more fun. 125 shot it. Here we go. Wow! Just for reference, guys, that was enough to make me shake. Alright guys, would you look at that? I am almost down to here. I actually have a little bit too much timing in this thing. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's watch these gauges. Right about here. Alright, let's see what this thing does again. Ready? Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty much hooked. That was a 125 shot. Seen a comment from Mr. D Creator. You know, he's got a 4-valve swap, so us 2-valve guys are peasants to them people now. So he's saying it's not going to be enough to beat him on that 50 shot, which he's probably right. So, you know, why not up it an additional 75? So 125 shot. This car felt like a rocket. And I just want to clarify something, okay? I've been in cars with a lot more horsepower. I've had turbo cars. I had an 11-second Talon. I've had a 12.9 Fox body, naturally aspirated. I've had a supercharged turbo coupe. So when I say this is completely different from something I've experienced, it's because when you build an engine and you gain, like my Fox body, I gain, you know, an additional 75, 80 horsepower. It's gradual through the whole thing. With a turbo, the boost builds, it's gradual through the whole RPM band. Sorry. Okay. With nitrous, it's, oh my God, there's 125 horsepower. Bam. Like in your face, all at once, instant. And it is very, very addicting. With the nitrous off, the car behaves as normal. And you just cruise around and have fun. It's when you flip that switch, when things get serious. And man, yeah, I'm pretty addicted. Got some things to go over with the tune, but it handled 2 hits like a champ. Alright guys, after talking with Cody, it did go a little too far lean for him, so I'm going to up the fuel jet, and I'm also going to pull 2 more degrees of timing in the middle and higher RPM range, and we'll see how that works for us. Guys, while that felt amazing, I'm still running lean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go top off the gas, get some more 93 in here, and I upped the fuel jet on the nitrous. It calls for a 33. I went to a 35. It was still lean. Now I'm at a 41. If this does not work, I'm going to just drop the nitrous down to 100 shot and stay there until I get this figured out what's going on. Alright guys, there's a vacuum line that goes from here. It's a hard line. It comes out, comes down this, up the rail, into your fuel pressure regulator. Mine was covered in this loom right here, and underneath the loom, it was broke. So, that could be causing a vacuum leak right there, because it normally would be pulling on the diaphragm of that, where now it's just leaking out right there. So I'm going to get this fixed. What I have is these little junctions. I saved them from the other stuff. I used one right here to repair that. So I put the hoses on both ends. I put suction on it. It holds. It does not leak. So I'm going to put this on here as a temporary fix to see if that fixes the issue or not. Alright guys, what I think we have is a combination of issues. So, I took the line off because I just made a pull. It was still in the high 12s and 13s. So I pulled this off and I put that into my mouth and put suction on it. Stuck my tongue to it, and I just sat there like a dummy for a little bit. But anyway, the pressure did not bleed off, but the body cannot put the kind of vacuum that an engine can put on it. While I was doing this though, I got gasoline in my mouth. So I think under high pressure, like when I'm getting on it, that's leaking a little in the diaphragm, because you shouldn't be getting fuel up in here. So got a Kerbin Motorsports billet one on the way. from LMR, and I need to get a fuel pump. This fuel pump is, I know it's over 5 years old because it was with the car when I bought it, and I've had it 5 years. The car was previously supercharged. I don't know if you remember me saying that or not. So I think at this point it needs a fuel pump and the fuel pressure regulator. That's where I'm at now, and so basically no having fun for a little bit. Guys, I'm going to try one more thing. So I got to thinking, when I first got the car, about a week after I got it, I did, you know, the usual oil change, spark plugs, all that stuff, and did the fuel filter. I don't want to really admit it, but I don't think I've changed the fuel filter in 5 years of owning this car. So I just went to Advance here and picked up a CarQuest filter. That's still weird to me, but regardless, I picked up a new fuel filter and we're going to give that a try. Nothing else, it can't hurt anything. It needs to be done anyway, so it's preventive maintenance, so it's not like it's a huge deal if it doesn't work. If it does work though, hey, it's even better. This is the outside of a fuel filter that has been on my car for 5 years. You can't even see the flow direction. I know that it flows into the side my thumb is on. So that's the side I'm going to try to dump out of, and I'm going to see how dirty it looks. I do know a bunch of black stuff came out. See, that looks pretty clean. But if you take sometimes and you shake it up and break some of the stuff that's stuck in the median away. Nope, still clear. So the fuel pump, or the fuel filter, might not have been the issue, but got a few more tests to go to see anyway. Gas actually don't look terrible. So let's get this out and then I'll analyze it. Now how I'm going to pick up all them little black sediments. I cleaned this cup out before I put it in there. That has a ton of black sandy looking sediment in there. Like I said, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but I can see it. Yeah, there we go. Look at all that. I know this core is a little saturated with gas, but I should be able to easily blow through this. It's very hard to blow through that. Even saturated with gas, it has a glass core, pretty much like a fiberglass type composite. It should blow through pretty easy. I've tested many of these, and that's definitely pretty clogged. Well, guys, it was an improvement as I expected, but it was not the total solution. So basically, I was running around 13.9 to 14.3, somewhere around there. I would hit like 14.8 on some instances, which is definitely lean for anything like nitrous or boost. So after changing the filter, I'm around, I would hit 12.6 to 13 flat, in between that range, depending on, you know, the shift and the load. So while it did help, I need to be under that still. So I have a fuel pressure regulator that is coming, and if that does not help, then fuel pump's only thing that's left. So just goes to show you though how bad a fuel filter can get clogged and how critical it is to the system for if you're running lean. That's something simple to check. That fuel filter was like $12. It takes, on these cars, it's really simple. There's 2 clips. You pop it out, pull it out, put it in, put the clips back in, and you're done. You don't have any special fuel disconnect tools or anything like that. So really easy, really simple to figure out. And like I said, it helped. I was probably losing, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 5 psi of fuel, if not more. I went from 13s to 12s. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. So guys, that's going to conclude this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all didn't, maybe y'all need to lower your standards a little bit. But next step, fuel pressure regulator, and hopefully not a fuel pump. But if I do need a fuel pump, this one's over 5 years old. It's a Walbro 255. It's given me a pretty good life. So, hey, there we go. Thank you for watching.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come.